I want to close with this little story that I find priceless. It really makes you think about what you're doing with your life. It's called The Parable of the Mexican Fisherman, and it's about an investment banker and a fisherman, and it goes like this. An American investment banker was at the pier of a small coastal Mexican village when a small boat with just one fisherman docked. Inside the small boat were several large yellowfin tuna. The American complimented the Mexican on the quality of his fish and asked, how long did it take to catch them? The Mexican fisherman replied, only a little while. The American then asked, why didn't you stay out longer and catch more fish? The fisherman said he had enough to support his family's immediate needs. The American then asked, well, what do you do with the rest of your time? The fisherman said, oh, I sleep late, fish a little, play with my children, take siestas with my wife Maria, and stroll into the village each evening where I sip wine and play guitar with my amigos. I have a very full and busy life. The American scoffed. I have an MBA from Harvard, and I can help you, he said. You should spend more time fishing, and with the proceeds, you could buy a bigger boat. And with the proceeds from the bigger boat, you could buy several boats, and eventually you would have a fleet of fishing boats. And instead of selling your catch to middlemen, you could sell directly to the processor, eventually opening up your own cannery. You could control the product processing and distribution. He said, of course, you would need to leave this small coastal fishing village and move to Mexico City, then to Los Angeles, and eventually to New York City, where you will run your expanding enterprise. The fisherman asked, but how long will this all take? To which the American replied, oh, 15 to 20 years or so. But then what? Asked the fisherman. The American laughed and said, that's the best part. When the time is right, you would announce an IPO, sell your company stock to the public, and become very rich. You would make millions. Millions, said the fisherman. Then what? The American said, then you could retire, move to a small coastal fishing village where you could sleep late, fish a little, play with your kids, take siestas with your wife, and stroll to the village in the evenings where you could sip wine and play guitar with your amigos. I love that story. Something to think about, huh?